Hi guys, welcome to this midweek's Hacker predictions. So everyone was talking about wanting it more often than just on a Saturday, so I thought we'd start it this week. So we're looking at Tuesday the 19th of September. And we've got a whole host of games from across Europe. One thing I'm going to avoid is the cup games, especially in England, as unfortunately you just never know until kick-off time what teams people are going to put out, what lineups, etc. So it's very difficult to gauge anything going on form, etc. Because invariably the bigger teams are going to really rotate them squad and have lots of youngsters in there. So there is sometimes good bets to be had once you've understood what the lineups are. Maybe get some sort of maybe some shot results in there, and the odds will hopefully reflect some good value. But yeah, for now we're just going to concentrate this evening on games in Europe. So our first game we're going to start with is Valencia at home against Malaga. And that sees us in the Spanish Premier League. So Valencia at home, and so far this season they've played 2 home games and won one and drawn the other. The one that they did draw was at home against obviously a very strong Atletico Madrid team. So they're unbeaten so far this season, Valencia, which also includes a very good 2-2 draw away at Real Madrid. So not the easiest starts. They did win their first home game of the season 1-0. Against Las Palmas, and Valencia are looking a lot better and stronger team this season. They've actually recruited pretty well and are looking a fairly sort of strong outfit, and I'm fully expecting them to have a top half finish this season. Now Malaga, probably in contrast to that, have not had the best starts. They've lost all 4 games so far, which isn't really unexpected. The pre-season they had was absolutely awful. They can't score or buy a goal. They've lost quite a lot of players during the summer. And unfortunately, Malaga are looking like a team who are going to be fighting at the wrong end of the table this season. Last time out, they lost to Atletico Madrid by only an odd goal. And they're not exactly getting hammered each week. They did lose at home to Las Palmas 3-1. That's sort of their heaviest defeat this season. But the teams are losing to like Girona and at home against Eibar, don't bode too well really. And as I say, they've only scored 1 goal so far out of the 4 games. So for me, for Valencia, I think are just going to have too much for Malaga. And Valencia's home record against Malaga recently is pretty decent. I think it's 3 wins and a draw out of the last 4. But last season's draw was probably when Valencia were at their lowest ebb and not playing very well at all. So I think Valencia will be our first pick in there. The second one is, probably don't need me to go into too much detail with this, is Barcelona to beat Eibar. So Barcelona have started the season in great form, winning sort of 5 out of 5 so far, 4 in the league and the Champions League. Recently they stuck 3 past Juventus. I'm not saying they're not going to miss Neymar. They are going to miss obviously a world-class player such as him, but so far Messi seems to have picked up the gauntlet and is in tremendous form, especially goal-scoring form as well. So that bodes well for them at the moment in time. They've got a fully fit Luis Suarez back now as well. He's got some games under his belt, so I'm fully expecting him to start sort of finding the back of the net pretty soon. Obviously they've had a bit of a blow with an injury to Dembele, but Delafeo's come in. He's done okay. He's not nowhere near that level of Neymar, but he's doing a job in there at the moment in time. And like I say, I expect Barcelona so far at home have scored 10 goals and conceded none in 3 games this season. So I'm fully expecting that to carry on. Eibar are a team who are traditionally, very sort of strong at home, not sort of the best away, and they've always been sort of very sort of low goal scorers, never much in their games, and that's pretty much been reflected so far this season. They've only scored 2 goals in their 4 games. I'd like those 2 goals were winning goals, but 1-0 wins at Malaga and Leganés doesn't probably bode too well for against the bigger teams, because so far they've lost to Bilbao and Sevilla without scoring a goal and conceding 4. So yeah, I'm fully expecting Barcelona to win by quite a few in this one. So the next game for us, we drop into the Bundesliga, and it sees us Borussia Mönchengladbach at home against Stuttgart. So these two teams are expected to sort of be fighting it out at the right half of the table this season. But it's Gladbach who's sort of started the season in better form. They've got a couple of wins so far. One in the cup and one in the league against Cologne was the home win. And got a very impressive 2-2 draw away at Leipzig on I think it was Sunday. Or was it Saturday? It's Saturday or Sunday. They got a good draw away at Leipzig, 2-2. So they're just starting to sort of click into gear, getting some good form together, and with Lars Stindl and Raphael up front, and the lesser of the Hazard brothers in there as well. They've got plenty of goals within them as well. So I'm fully expecting them to get a good home winner against Stuttgart. Now Stuttgart, I've started the season not too bad. Again, not many goals in the sort of the games that they're sort of playing, not scoring too many goals. They beat Wolfsburg 1-0 at home on Sunday, but so far away from home it's not been too great. They've lost 3-1 against Schalke and 2-0 away at Hertha Berlin. So not the best. Stuttgart are traditionally a better sort of home team, and away from home is pretty much where their struggles are. Hence why I expect them to sort of finish roughly around sort of mid-table this season. Recent head-to-head, Mönchengladbach have won the last 4 without conceding a goal and scoring 10 goals. So I'm fully expecting Mönchengladbach just have a little bit too much for Stuttgart. So that's our next selection. Now we drop into the second tier of German football for our next pick, and that sees us go for the Holstein Kiel to beat St. Pauli. Now, Holstein were recently promoted and have just stormed through the league so far and sit atop of the table. Now, one thing that Holstein are not struggling with is scoring goals. They've scored, I think they've scored 3 goals on 3 occasions so far this season, 2 goals on another 3 or 4 occasions, and I think that's the least that they've scored so far this season. They've not scored any less than 2 goals per game. Defensively, they've only kept 1 clean sheet so far, so there are always plenty of goals involved in Holstein's games, but with the attacking prowess that they've got at the moment in time, I'm fully expecting them to have a little bit too much for St. Pauli now. St. Pauli have started the season in mixed fashion, a couple of wins, a couple of defeats and a draw, but what they are doing is they're conceding goals. Now, that's probably a bad recipe when you're coming up against Kiel, who are scoring goals for fun. St. Pauli aren't exactly, the games that they've won have both been 1-0 wins so far, but in the games that they have lost, especially away from home, they've conceded 4 goals, 3 goals and 2 goals. So, I'm fully expecting Kiel to have that attacking threat and St. Pauli not be able to sort of resist them. So, we're going to go with a Kiel home win in that one. Now, our last selection is in Serie A, and we are heading to the Bologna versus Inter Milan game. So, Bologna, the start of the season, in mixed fashion. They've got 1 win, 1 draw, and 2 defeats so far. But at home, they've only picked up 1 point, which is a draw against Torino, and the other game they lost 3-0 to Napoli. Now, Bologna's home form has not been the best for even at the back end of last season. They were losing quite a few games at home, including I think Napoli stuck 6 past them towards the end of the season, and I'm not expecting this season to be much better for them. Now they're coming up against a rampant Inter team who won 4 out of 4 so far, and again another team who are scoring goals. I think they scored 10 and only conceded 1 in those games. And we're not talking easy games either. They went away to Roma and won 3-1. They beat Fiorentina 3-0 at home. They went to a tough Crotone team and won 2-0 as well at the weekend. So I'm fully expecting Inter again, especially with the players such as Accordi and Perisic and Candreva are in such good form at the moment in time. I just think they're just going to have too much attacking threat really for Bologna, and also as well Inter have won on their last 2 visits to Bologna as well, and I'm fully expecting that sort of carry on. So that is this week weekdays predictions for Tuesday 19th of September. That 5-team Acket is paying a nice 7.5 to 1. So, a nice little midweek win for you all. So hopefully crack on with that, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.